Can you actually make a viral Starbucks edit in 1 minute? I challenged myself to create a faceless 3D video in 1 minute, 10 minutes and 1 hour. Each version gets better and better, so stick around to see how far it can go. And of course, I'll share a few tips along the way. Okay, so let's do it. First of all, I want to create a solid, which is going to be our background. Let's pick a nice color, a bit of a green one, off-white, so this will do. Then let's go to Google and save an image. Coffee. Okay, let's import it to After Effects. Scale it down a little bit. Let's create some position keyframes. Go a couple of frames back, drag it down. Let's move them out. A bit of motion blur.
Do you know what makes
okay, so it looks good. Maybe a little bit more of smoothing. Okay.
Do you know what makes...
So let's make it a bit stand out from the background using drop shadows. Do something like this. This will work. Okay. So let's do some text. First, Starbucks. Starbucks.
Do you know what makes
Okay, maybe a little bit up. Let's do a little bit. Well, and the first minute is up. Of course, it's not a lot of time, but just get straight to 10 minutes. Okay, cool. So now let's go on to the 10-minute version. Yeah, 10 minutes, it's way more time than 1 minute, but still the time is gonna go quick. So we gotta do our decisions quick. First of all, let's pick a nice color. So let's bring the image that we already got from the 1 minute version. Let's scale it down. For this, I want to create like a slider. So first of all, let me do the same movement as we did in the first version. Let me smooth out the keyframes. Enable the motion blur.
Do you know what
Okay,
makes
looks good. Drag them out a little bit. For this version, I want to have little arrows. Oop. That's a nice arrow. Let's make it stroke width. 5 should be good. Okay, no fill for this one. Okay, white color should work. So let's bring them to the center. Okay, and a little bit to the left. Okay, let's do another one of those. Let's bring to the other side. Flip horizontal. Alright, looks good. So now let's separate the coffee using the drop shadow technique. Okay, so now let's bring different coffees. Coffee, images, tools, color, transparent. Okay, let's pick some coffees that might look nice. Save image. C1 for coffee 1. Let's do something else. Let's take this one. Not the best looking one, but anyways. C2 we just don't have time for that. Let's do another one. Let's do that. Doesn't matter really, but let's pick this one. It's empty, but nobody's gonna notice. C3. Okay, so now let's bring all the images. Now, what I want to do is separate them a little bit. Nice. That one up there. Create a mover. Just gonna call it mover 1. I'm gonna link the coffee cups to the mover. And now, once I move the mover, yeah, the coffee should move with the mover. So let's nice. So let me keyframe the positioning of the mover. It goes to this, then it goes to this. Okay, quickly up. What am I doing? What am I doing? No, I ain't got time for that. Okay. Okay, let's do a mask, quick mask for the coffee cups. I'm gonna fill it with random color, doesn't really matter. Let's apply fastbox blur to that. Okay, for a smooth transition. Let's make it wider. And now I'm gonna apply as a mask.
Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other brands?
Okay, not the best, but when getting time for anything else.
Starbucks different. Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other brands?
Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. So now let's apply the drop shadow. Could just go for the drop shadow. What am I doing? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, actually let's change the background color because I don't really like it anymore. So to something like this. Okay, maybe that's too much. Brightness a little bit down. Okay, that should be good. That should be good.
Do you know what makes Starbucks?
Okay, now let's just animate those things. Let's do just regular position keyframes. That's what we got. Just drag them out for
Do you know what makes Starbucks
for a smooth
Do
appearance.
you know what makes Starbucks? Do you know what makes Starbucks?
So now let's animate the scale of the second arrow. So it kind of looks like somebody's clicking the arrow. Let's go down to like 70 and back to 100. So this should work for now. Okay, let's transition to another scene. Let's transition to another scene using, let's do a rotation trick. Should work. So yeah, let's just rotate everything to the final movements. Let's link it to the mover. Okay.
Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other brands?
It's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. Okay, over here. Just gonna cut them. Let's link them to the mover. And let's rotate the whole scene from here. Null object. Let's call it mover 2. So the anchor point is in the center. And let's link the previous mover to the next one. And rotate the whole scene. Let's do 180. 180 should work. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other brands? It's premium position. Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other brands?
It's premium positioning. Okay, so let me teach you a trick. First of all, let's enable motion blur in every single layer. At the highest speeds of the animation, let's do a cut. So let me rotate the coffee. The second one, rotate 180. Faster. This point of the animation, let me cut the previous coffee, as well as all the other layers. Boom. Okay. And okay, let's change the background color to something a bit nicer, like this or this. Should work.
Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other brands?
And that's it for the 10-minute version. Well, so let's just get straight to 1 hour. Okay. Let's use a solid. So let's name it BG and pick a nice color. So let's import the same coffee image that we already got from the previous versions. So yeah, the first animation is gonna be very similar to the previous versions. Let's do a quick position keyframe. Very easy, nice looking. So then I want to create rounded shape. Okay, looks good. So now add some 3D to the scene. I'm gonna do it by getting another image of the Starbucks coffee. I'm gonna bring it a bit to the sides. But first of all, I'm just gonna apply some fast blur. Around 3 should do. Yeah, looks good. Let's do some drop shadow as well. Very soft one, nice looking. Okay, maybe a bit less visible. Okay, so this looks actually good. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna position keyframe and I'm gonna set it like this. So it goes from here.
Know what makes Starbucks
like this, but of course let's drag them out. And let's rotate the thing.
Starbucks different from other brands?
Okay, and that actually looks very nice. Let's do another one.
Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other
Okay, that actually looks pretty good. And now I'm thinking as a decorating elements, I'm just gonna do a nice line over here. And it's just gonna go from bottom till the end. Of course, it's going to be behind the coffee layer. One more thing that I want to add to this is once this line gets over the circle, that half of the circle that's not visible right now, the circle itself is just gonna change its color. So for that, let's do this color and let's mask the circle to the line itself and bring the line back. So now it looks something like this, which is pretty sweet, and I really do like it. So for other brands, I'm thinking to get more of the cups, of course from other brands, and just go up. Let's create a mover and get some movement to the scene. So I just want to link everything to the mover.
Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other brands?
And move everything up. So now we got this movement, and what I want to get is more coffee cups. More coffee cups. So let's get to here. Let's add some coffee cups. Okay, so what I want to do with those coffees now. So first of all, I just want to apply the tint effect to make them all look very similar to each other. So yeah, black and white. Let's do a bit of drop shadow to make them stand out for the background. Let's animate the scale to make them pop up a little bit. So which one is the first one? Okay, this one is the first one. Scale it down to 0%. And let's see what it looks like.
From other brands?
Just a bit too quick.
From other brands?
All right, perfect. Now let's just copy over to the next ones. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, but now I just want to offset them a bit so they pop up as we go. I want to get 3D model of a Starbucks coffee cup. If I'm gonna be able to find one online, of course. Yeah, the detail is really, yeah, you can really see it. So yeah, let's get the black one. Download the model, of course, the GLB format. Let's download it and import it to our project. Okay, and that's pretty smooth. Add some lights, new lights. Let's make a spotlight, color white, yeah. Scale it down a little bit. Okay, let's bring it to the center. Just gonna link it to the mover. So once we get here, just gonna look pretty nice and smooth. And let's see what we got.
You know what makes Starbucks different from other brands? It's premium.
So what I want to do now is I want to create a Starbucks text. Okay, let's do it this way. Scale it up. Let's center it. Let's pick the color, same as we have already. And let's do star. The next line. Okay, let me set it to a different color so you can actually see what's going on here. Okay, star, and then backs. But I'm gonna make the word backs really small, just separate a little bit. So for the animations, I'm just gonna enable only one of the text layers. Let's go to animate. Let's do position. Let's do opacity and blur. And the second one is opacity. Okay, so let's just set opacity to 0 and blur to, let's say, 50. Okay, and let's do words, ramp up, and is low to 100. Okay, so let's set the offset to 100 and at the beginning to -100. Let's see what we got
It's
here.
premium.
Okay, that actually looks pretty good. So using the mover, let's just move the position and the keyframes. I just move the position and the scale to be over somewhere here. Okay, so now let's smooth out the movers. Okay, so let's draw an arrow. is going to be the pointing to. Let's just do a quick no fill, black color. Yeah, just this color, doesn't really matter. Let's type the screen premium positioning. Let's do up. Can't see anything because the fill is a wrong color. Let's just make it black. Let's do Helvetica font. Size way smaller. So premium positioning. Let's align it to the center. Make it a bit smaller. I might change the text a little bit later on, but it doesn't matter as of right now. Let's go into the stroke properties, taper, and smooth out the end length. Okay, so now let's move it to this side. Let's duplicate the line. Okay, so I made the Starbucks actually a bit smaller, and also let's do a nice effect. It's called head drawn effect, which actually looks pretty cool in my opinion. Just gonna wiggle the Starbucks coffee a little bit, and let's add the same one to the first coffee as well. Okay, so let's quickly preview.
It's premium positioning, strong brand identity, and customer loyalty.
Okay, so this actually looks pretty nice. With another mover. Let's call it mover 7. Let's bring it over here. Let's connect it to the previous one. These dynamic qualities. Okay. And
identity and customer loyalty. These dynamic qualities.
Okay, so let's animate the text. I just used the regular fade up preset from the Adobe library. Okay, what I want to make now is an ellipse. I'm gonna make it the same color as this one. No stroke width, but fill color. Let's do solid color. Yeah, let's align it to the center. Let's do a quick from 0 to over here. Okay, so now let's type regular text, elevate it. Let's do a fade up preset, fade up words.
Quality.
Of course, let's correct the keyframes over here. The second one over there.
Qualities elevated.
Elevated.
Qualities elevated.
Okay, what I want to do next is
qualities elevated.
Elevated. Okay, let's do a quick rectangle. Regular position keyframes. Bloop, 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 bloop. Of course, easing them out like this. Elevated and motion blur. Drag them out a little bit.
Qualities elevated
from, and this one is gonna say, this text is gonna say from, and it's gonna be in this color. A simple coffee, a simple coffee, a simple coffee. So for a simple coffee, I'm just gonna have a simple coffee. Gonna light it to the left, bring them closer to each other. Simple coffee, maybe make it a bit smaller. Okay, so let's bring a picture of the coffee, just one of the coffee cups. Let's just add some position keyframes. Scale. Let's dial down the scale. Just make it a bit smaller so we can see the word coffee actually. Okay, looks good. Now let's fade out the word coffee. Okay, so now let's rearrange them quickly into brands. 98 billion. Okay, looks good. Oh, we got 3 minutes left. Textures, paper texture. Let's find a nice texture. Okay, let's actually add this one. This one looks good. So what I want to do is let's scale it up a little bit first, then add CC repeat tile. Let's see, 20,000. Doesn't matter. 20,000, 2,000. Okay, that should work. Let's copy it to all of them. Then do unfold. Okay, let's do 50%, no, 50, 56, whatever. And let's add some curves to make it a bit darker. Yeah, and set it to opacity. Where is it? Overlay. Yeah, I mean mode overlay. Okay, let's do it over. And is this enough texture? Let me do it full. Okay, this looks like good. This looks very good. So let's add the same texture to the... Where's our Starbucks? Yep, scene. Let's do matte over that. And of course enable it. So to see the texture, I'm just gonna increase the transparency. Okay. This should work. Let's quickly animate the text. The final touches. Okay, quickly. Let's move them to mover. Done. Let's move them under the texture. That's our texture. Anything else I can change? We got only 20 seconds left. And I think that's it, guys. There's actually no more time to add anything. And here's our timer. And that's it for the hour. And here's the final versions of the edit.
Do you know what makes Starbucks different from other brands? It's premium positioning, strong brand identity, and customer loyalty. These dynamic qualities elevate it from a simple coffee into a $98.34 billion brand.
If this video inspired you, drop a like, subscribe, and of course, let me know which version looks the best for you. If you want to see more creative challenges like this, you know what to do. See you in the next one.